Yet another game, yet another choke by the Rajasthan Royals. But it is great news if you are a Royal Challengers Bengaluru fan, because breaking news, your home jinx has ended as well. So mark the date on Sachin Tendulkar's birthday. The home jinx has come to an end for you. After all the losses in the WPL, after 4 losses at home, you won at home, beating the Rajasthan Royals by 11 runs. A clutch 19th over by the Bendemeer Bullet, Josh Hazlewood. 4 for 33 and 1 run in the 19th over when Rajasthan Royals had all but ensured that they are in with a chance. But 1 run in the final, in the 19th over, Yash Dayal chipping in, and RCB now are in 3rd position with 12 points. They join GT and DC, who are there with 12 points. So, gentlemen, did RCB win it or did RR lose it?
What has Rajasthan Royals decided to do this season? I really want to know, because now, once you can bosh up a chase, twice you can do it, but 3 times in a row you can't be doing it. It doesn't add up to me, very, very honestly. No chance that they could have lost this game. I thought this when they were playing the previous game also, and when they were playing against the Delhi Capitals as well. There was no possibility that they should have lost the game. Now they have made Mitchell Starc, Josh Hazlewood and Avesh Khan look like Dale Steyn on all 3 occasions. All 3 occasions, these 3 bowlers were the ones who choked the Rajasthan Royals chase on all 3 occasions. And all 3 occasions, I think, the bowling was absolutely terrific, but I would still say that it wasn't a game that they should have lost, and they have done it again. And the same 2 people have done it again in Dhruv Jurel and Shimron Hetmeyer. At least Shubham Dubey came out today and tried to show a change that things, but they did not let him finish the game as well. You did not give him the strike. Jofra Archer is coming. He's trying to hit the ball for a boundary. That is not required. In 2 overs, you had come down to 18, 19 runs. At that time, if Dhruv Jurel has gotten out, Jofra Archer has come out, you should have given the single to Shubham Dubey, who on the other end was striking the ball very, very well. Not even one miss hit from him all throughout his innings. So you should have done that. You've not even done that. Manindu Hasranga is trying to take a single of the last ball. Did he expect that he will finish the game? He is the Lanka Premier League, what all, I don't know, man of the series, best batsman.
More sixes, most runs, most wickets.
He's been playing for so many years now. So many years. Never has he done anything that you can remember at the top of your head. I not even once remember that he would have done something. And Riyan Parag, what is he even doing? At every game he's trying to finish with 6s. Every game nothing to take away, but all throughout the season he has had a couple of terrific shots. I think if we go back and have a look at the best shots of the tournament, maybe he could be there. But that does not make any difference. Now your team is not winning. You're the captain of the side. You're not winning even 1 game. What will you do by hitting that one no-look 6, one beautiful sweep? That's not going to help. You're not finishing the games. Last time you said that I am the one who's responsible. Today, who's responsible? Today, Dhruv Jurel has gone on and played 30 balls, and he's not finished the game. It is criminal in T20 cricket. It is criminal. If he was even thinking of making it to the Indian T20I side as a backup wicketkeeper, I think he should stop thinking about that and first think that how is he going to win matches for the Rajasthan Royals, rather than thinking that he needs to go and play for the Indian team. All the players in that Rajasthan team, first, rather than thinking about do we need to become captains, should we have been the captain, should this have been there, this have been there, whatever should be done, at least they should win the game. That's their primary job to do for the team. They're not doing that at all. Everybody's trying to become captain. Somebody's saying we are unhappy with he's captain. Why is he captain? Somebody is not traveling. Everybody's focusing somewhere else. Then your first job, you can only ask for captaincy, you can wish for it if you're doing something for the team. When you're not doing anything for the team, you have not even one performance has come in which you have won the game, then what is the use of all of these things? Absolutely stupidity what they have done in 3 games.
But when did Riyan Parag ask for captaincy?
No, not Riyan Parag. In the team, lots of people are there who are looking for.
Okay.
And Riyan Parag didn't ask for it, of course.
But again, I mean, 2 things. I think he was way off the mark in comparing Mitchell Starc and Pat Cummins, and Josh Hazlewood to Dale Steyn. Firstly, Dale Steyn, barring 1 occasion, was never a great death overs bowler. Okay, firstly.
अरे भावनाएं समझो.
भावनाओं को समझ लिया. But Rajasthan Royals, I mean, this is the sham that has gone on in their team, and they are rightfully getting exposed with their 5th consecutive losses. Now their joint longest losing streak, if I may recall. I think it happened in 2009. I think when they were in South Africa, 5 games on the trot they lost. Oh yes, lost 5 in a row in 2009 and 10. Okay, you have a huge problem when you have to finish games. And it starts, you were 9 overs if I'm not mistaken, 10 overs, 113. A solid platform was laid. Again, what was Riyan Parag doing when he tried to loft Krunal Pandya out of Chinnaswamy? Foolhardiness number 1. What was Dhruv Jurel doing? Foolhardiness number 2, trying to take it deep. But it was a freak under edge that gave RCB that opening. Until that time, Rajasthan were in the game. But then they said, nahi yaar, padharo mare des, RCB, you come to our des. So what happened? That under edge happened. They all crumbled like a house of cards.
But why are you calling it a freak way to get dismissed? We all over here in the studio, we were thinking that maybe RCB will not be able to win it and the jinx will continue. But somewhere deep down, we were split amongst this thing that from here there was a very high possibility that the Rajasthan Royals somehow find a way to choke themselves, and that's exactly what they have done. It's the same story always. Nitish Rana and Yashasvi Jaiswal give them the starts, and then you're coming down to Dhruv Jurel and Shimron Hetmeyer.
Freak because Shashwat, see,
the way to get out.
The way,
the
way of dismissal is rather unconventional of sorts, because you see all sorts of edges, but this was the edge of the back of the bat from where that edge came. So that way it was unconventional. You don't,
and it didn't bounce also. It just came and it looped up and got
only after you saw the full replay did you realize that no, this wasn't bat making the contact, this was the ball making contact with the bat, because the bat made contact with the ground later on, so it found the edge of the back of the bat, and that's why I think it was rather a freak dismissal of sorts, and a not so usual or an unusual dismissal. But as we were watching along as well, the hope got high when Jurel smashed those couple of boundaries and you had that 22 run over. But let's be honest, after the 11th-12th over mark where the match was 50-50, and in fact up till the 17th over, I think both teams had just about the same number of runs as well as the broadcaster had showed in the innings progression. But you knew that RCB, while the match was 50-50, still sort of had the edge because of the poor form that you've seen from Rajasthan Royals time and time again, and especially in chases when they've not been able to hold their nerve. The one Achilles heel, a glaring Achilles heel that I see for them is the lack of form for their lower middle order. Their lower middle order is just not giving any hope match on match. If you see, barring the one match I think in which Dhruv Jurel played a handy knock and played an instrumental role, I think in one of their victories that came
in the beginning.
But otherwise, Shimron Hetmeyer, Dhruv Jurel, and I agree with Shashwat where he says if in this kind of a chase where you're 50-50, you're playing in excess of 30 balls, you ideally should be seeing the match out. But I also agree with Siddharth that it was a freak dismissal, and he had done some amends in terms of correcting his strike rate, because for the longest time he was not even batting at 100 strike rate. But too many batters out of form in a nutshell, and that for me has summed up Rajasthan Royals campaign. I'll be surprised if they manage to finish anything above 9, but 9 or 10, I'm reserving those slots for Rajasthan Royals. They've by far been the weakest of the lot. SRH have competed with them in terms of being a bad side, in terms of being an out of form side, but they've shown some sort of initiative. With Rajasthan, I've not seen that initiative, I've not seen that spark. There isn't that X factor that you need, and too many blocks falling out of place for them.
I think if before I get to a question, because all of you have pretty much summed up the sorry state of affairs for Rajasthan Royals, and this is something that even Riyan Parag has also summed up, that we have spoken about the situations like this. He said in the post-match presentation, we just could not execute it tonight. We were in the driving seat and let it slip. We got to play for pride now, which clearly confirms that Rajasthan Royals are all but eliminated from the competition. They even stand a slight mathematical chance to even qualify for the playoffs, but that's not really going to happen. Even if they win their remaining 5 games, they will get to at best 14 points, and the way the top half of the table is currently going, 14 might not really be enough to qualify for the final 4. We already discussed this before the match got finished, that as many as maybe 2 or 3 teams could finish with a total of 8 wins and maybe 16 points when the league stage gets over. So let's see how things really go. But for Rajasthan, their campaign is obviously all but over, safe to say here. But my question to all 3 of you here is that had Sanju Samson been a consistent part of this 11, and just focus on this word consistent here, would things have really changed for Rajasthan Royals in this edition?
Perhaps not.
+1 to that. I mean, you are adding 2 very ironical things here, Gulati, because consistent and Sanju Samson. Okay,
I was talking
Results.
about the presence, because he has been out, na.
Presence also.
No, because Sanju Samson, the batter in his individual capacity, is not so consistent as we saw last year as well. But the team was consistently giving you some sort of hope. Remember, they were the ones to have occupied the top spot for the longest time last year. They necessarily did not finish over there, if memory serves me right.
For the first 8 games, Rajasthan were at the top of
Exactly.
the table.
And then they had that lull. But otherwise, at least the team had done enough. This time, I think the question Gulati wants us to answer is whether consistent leadership or one leader would have then changed the fortunes of the franchise.
No, exactly. That's my question.
To which I have, like I said as well, I don't think the results would have changed much.
You know
they
why?
wouldn't have been as bad and as sorry a state in which they find themselves. They wouldn't have been as bad a team as they look right now. Perhaps a couple of wins here and there I would have attributed to them had there been a solid leadership group or a solid leader. But otherwise, for me, basis the auction, basis the retentions, I think their season was written off for me right there when they made those retentions and how the auction went by for them. I had written off this team basis what we saw 6-8 months back.
See,
no, but even if Sanju Samson would have been there or Riyan Parag would have gone on and scored the runs, I'm saying even if Dhruv Jurel did not get out, were you guys 100% sure that Rajasthan will win the game? No, because the way they have gone on and finished the games on previous occasions, they haven't been able to do that. So even when the equation was down to 17 of the last 12 or 11 or 10-11 balls, over there also there was no assurity that Rajasthan will go and win. Like you just said, that at that point also it was RCB who was a little ahead of the Rajasthan Royals because of the kind of batting they have been doing. It's been a constant problem that they are not able to finish the games. The same 2 people over and over and over and over again have been doing the same thing and the same way. They have done nothing different. It's just that Dhruv Jurel has gotten on and scored some runs today because he got that much more time, but he in the middle tried his level best to let the required run rate go past 13. It was 13.2 something before that Bhuvneshwar Kumar's 18th over came in. So Dhruv Jurel was not where everybody else, it looked like Dhruv Jurel was batting on some other wicket. He's been retained for 14 crores. His job is to finish the games. And he has realized that it's not working for him, then try to do something else about it. Your job is to finish games. And if you're not able to do that all throughout the season, even once, I think that's a very, very big failure. And then, that does not merit your place in the side. It's just that you don't have any other wicket-keeping option in place of Kunal Singh Rathore, and you can't make that call because in Rajasthan Royals, this has been a thing since the very beginning this franchise has come, that if they have decided to back one youngster, they will continue to do it no matter what happens, no matter they are bottom of the table, no matter they are top of the table. If they have decided to go after one person and decided to back one youngster, first it was Riyan Parag, now it's Dhruv Jurel. They have given him 14 crore and these are the results they have got.
No, Shashwat, that's fine. We can understand that, Hetmeyer hasn't done well. So is the case with Riyan Parag. Dhruv Jurel, the trust that had been shown on him, he hasn't really lived up to it. But my question still remains, had a consistent Sanju Samson been a part of this 11?
As a leader or as a batter?
Both. See, he has missed, some of the games due to an injury. He played the first three games,
Firstly, I really want to now know that what was that
finger
injury
injury,
where he had an injury where he could bat, but he could not keep.
See, it has happened with a couple of players in the past also. But let's just stick to the point that had he been a part of this 11 consistently, both as a leader and as a batter, would things have changed for RR? That's what I'm asking.
No, he would not have been able to finish the games for you, right? He could have done just one thing, that he could have given you the start up top. Yashasvi Jaiswal is doing that for you. Nitish Rana has been the second person who's consistently sort of gotten you runs all throughout the season.
No.
At number 3. He's been
see,
one of the better batters in the Rajasthan Royals is what
he's
I
had
mean.
2 good innings. Today was
He's had a couple of he's at least contributed in comparison to the other batters. He's been one of the better batters in the team. I think after Jaiswal or after Jaiswal, he's been the second best so far. That's been the state of this batting order. Sanju Samson just would have given you a little more runs up top. That is the most he could have done. But to finish the job for you, you banked totally on Dhruv Jurel and Shimron Hetmeyer. You retained them and you did not buy backups. So this had to happen. Even if Sanju Samson would have been there, it's just that a little bit more execution. I'll just tell you, even without having these backups and people not getting injured for them, after 9 games they have won 2, just 2 of them. 3 on the last 3 occasions they have not able to finish games where the match should have been won by them. It would have made it 5 wins out of 9, and they would have been at par with the other teams who are in the middle of the points
That's
table.
the difference.
I'm telling you, so with the team that is, as far as the skill set that the players have, I don't think they are still lacking behind. I think they still have Dhruv. You talk about Dhruv Jurel, he's a certainty in the test team. Yashasvi Jaiswal, one of the very few players to play all the 3 formats. Riyan Parag, again, he's playing T20 cricket and ODI cricket to an extent for the Indian team. That is why I'm saying, even when all of them are not in form, 3 wins, 3 better finishes, and they could have been on a very different position on the points table. All I'm trying to say is it's not the skill set that's lacking over here. I think there are many other problems that the Rajasthan
I don't think this team has the balance.
We are again...
I don't think they have the balance and the resources.
No.
Yeah, you never made up for the people you lost out in terms...
Joss Butler, one person.
And you've replaced...
Bowling as well, Yuzi Chahal.
You have replaced him with a Nitish Rana, and you see the stark difference. You lost to Trent Bolt. Yes,
you have Jofra in place.
You managed to get a Jofra who's not had that kind of an impact. He has picked you some wickets. He's given you a couple of very good spells today as well. He was one of the better bowlers, but he is not Trent Bolt.
That's why
neither do you have a proven wicket taker and a leggy at that in Yuzi Chahal. You overspent. I think they got the math horribly wrong. 14 crore on Dhruv Jurel was
But I'm saying, despite all these blunders before the auction, during the season, they could have been on a very different position. That's why I'm telling you, as far as people in the 11 are concerned, I don't think it's a bad team if you talk about on papers. At the beginning of the season,
I don't remember one of us keeping them in the top 4. Did any of us keep them in the top 4?
I did not have them.
I remember the time that we did our ratings as well, both post auction,
because they didn't have backups.
Exactly. So you knew. See, the thing is, every team, you know what kind of holes you can cover and what kind of holes you cannot cover. And when you're going into a mega auction, you're only trying to strengthen your team. If you're coming out of the auction not feeling stronger than you were the last time, then that clearly sums up the auction for you. And that was the case with the Rajasthan Royals. Did they manage to assemble a team which was stronger than last year? Absolutely not. Now, if that's the answer that you get after the auction, 9 times out of 10 you are not going to be making it to the playoffs.
I totally agree with you. But as far as the team, I'm saying on papers, it's not one of the weak teams in the tournament either.
But it is a bad team. I tell you.
But which is that one team you can say on paper looks very bad?
CSK.
Yeah.
CSK
and you still had them in your top 4.
But then again, looking
at other reasons.
There were other reasons.
Whatever it may be,
it wasn't for team.
We all had decent ratings to give for CSK, I remember. But for RR, unanimous over here on
CSK
Sports
over
Day.
there, a very big reason was MS Dhoni as well.
But he was not going to be the captain anyway.
Not the captain, but I think overall, the impact,
the form. Okay. Yeah. Now, we are reading too much into Sanju Samson, whether he was available as a leader and as a player. Okay. Sure, they reached qualifier 2 in 2024. But what was the dark side of that? You were on top, but then you slipped to 3-4 because you won only one game and you won the eliminator. Apart from that, 4 here and 3 here, you lost. You lost when it mattered the most and you lost momentum totally. And there was no different captain at that point in time. It was Sanju Samson. Second, look at what they did in the auction. Let go of that one factor that had propelled you to the top in Jos Butler. Did not value UZ Chahal, did not value a Trent Bolt. Okay, for Trent Bolt, they got Jofra Archer. Jofra is firing, but not to that level. Okay, he's still bowling with hostility. This is a bad team because once number 5 went, who was going to be a finisher? There is no finisher, okay? You are batting 6 to 11.
Hetmeyer.
But again, Hetmeyer again. When was the last time Shimron Hetmeyer ever contributed for
He had a
Rajasthan
good season
Royals?
for Rajasthan Royals, I remember.
When?
The season when they played the final.
2022.
Yeah.
But yeah, that time even Jos Butler had a great season of
Yeah.
863.
Yeah.
After that, when has he contributed? Every year, the dynamics of T20 changes, the dynamics of the IPL changes. In 2020, we didn't have scores of 250 plus. 2024, you had the most 250 plus scores. When did Hetmeyer contribute? When it came to contribute, he's failed spectacularly. Number 1. So there is no finisher. You've got Jaiswal. You've got a very iffy Nitish Rana. Today, Dhruv Jurel again, 3 matches, he had the chance. Today, a freak way to get out. But has he taken you over the line? No, he hasn't. In DC, he failed spectacularly. RRDC game, he
We
failed.
talk about this. I think every time Rajasthan loses a game that they don't have the backups, they did not have the best retentions as well. Neither did they have the best auction, and there are many problems in there. But what I'm trying to get to is that 3 times back to back, you are losing such a game. There needs to be something, because see, after all these blunders, they've reached in situations where they should have won the game. Why we are more angry with Rajasthan Royals and we talk about them more is because they reached on such a situation. Either you're absolutely out of form, you're not playing good cricket, like Sunrisers, like CSK, they're at the bottom of the table, and rightly so. But with Rajasthan, why we want to talk about them more and why they are being criticized more as compared to the other teams, the reason for that is that they have reached to places from where there was 9 out of 10 times they could have won the game. That's the whole point. After all this, there have been such occasions. That's the whole point.
Again, we are reading too much into it. Did RR win all those games?
No.
The brutal fact of the matter is that they lost. They choked because they don't have a finisher. And this is not the first time that Rajasthan Royals have done this. They have done it even in the past also. The one team that I can really relate to in this entire fiasco that Rajasthan Royals is having, Deccan Chargers 2010. They had similar kind of a situations. They lost so frequently that they were called Deccan Chokers. They were not called Deccan Chargers in 2010. They would be in a position like this, they would lose. Rajasthan Royals inexplicably have lost 3 games in which any other normal team could have managed to get it. But since they don't have a finisher, Hetmeyer last he did was 3 years ago. Shubham Dubey, you put him in the deep end of the sea. How's he? It will be either miss or hit.
While the season is all but over for Rajasthan, the one thing, if you're looking at making some sort of corrective approach going forward, and if you want something better to happen in the next 2 seasons in this particular cycle, I think you need to figure out a way of giving more game time to Shubham Dubey. He has at least offered some hope every time that he's come out there. And I remember in the build-up to the campaign as well, you were talking about Shubham Dubey for his all-round ability, and we've seen that all-round ability of his in a few matches. Since your present combination's not working out and you can only make cosmetic changes, you won't be able to make wholesale changes, I think now is the time for you to be looking at your bench strength. That is, try and get as many answers as you can as you begin to plan for next year. As we heard from the captain, they're going to be playing for pride now, which in many ways sums up the story, as it did for CSK the other day when MS said that we're looking at finding the right combination for next year. So that pretty much tells you what the mood in the camp is. So with Rajasthan, there aren't too many bright spots to talk about, but if there is some hope that I see that they can draw from, then try giving and finding the right role for Shubham Dubey.
But then definitely, many bright spots for the team that has just broken its home jinx in 2025. In WPL also, the Mandana-led team did not win a home game. This time around, first three attempts, the Patidar-led team could not really do it. But this time around, they've done it. You can probably say that, give maybe some kind of a credit to Rajasthan Royals here for just letting it go and, throwing wickets away at crucial time. But then I think if there's one man who deserves a lot of credit, or in fact two, men who deserve a lot of credit for this win for RCB here, Krunal Pandya and Josh Hazlewood. You talk about Krunal Pandya, in the last 7 to 8 years or so, he has been more than a handy campaigner for the teams that he has been a part of. Mumbai Indians, LSG and now RCB, doing most of the thankless jobs on the grounds which are usually very conducive to batting. And Josh Hazlewood, whenever he has been a part of the IPL for CSK, for RCB also previously, I think he has delivered those effective spells. So when you have, two of those effective players in your T20 lineup, consider that 8 overs would more often than not, or maybe 8 times out of 10, would be taken care of.
Yeah, I mean, today look at it. Josh Hazlewood, when Rajasthan Royals were coming into the 19th over, they needed 18 of 12. 18 of 12. And the win percentage was overwhelmingly in their favor. What did he do? Mixed the length up, hit the hard length, hit the full length, and got one delivery to zip off. Hasaranga, I just had no clue about it. Archer, again undone by the hard length, tried to go for the big shot, gone. I mean, he was aided by fortune. I mean, Dhruv Jurel, 9 out of 10 times the ball would have bounced with that kind of thing.
I agree.
Then this time it hit the under edge, looped up and went to Jitesh Sharma. Credit for those who took the review, by the way. Normally people wouldn't take a review. It was the noise was so faint. But again, 1 run, 2 wickets. Josh Hazlewood has been the ultimate difference maker for RCB in 2025. I mean, I'm sure he's right up there when you have to look at the purple cap.
Yeah, I think he had 11 wickets until yesterday. We can check
So
that.
has he overtaken Prasidh?
So Prasidh was already at 12. I'm guessing he now joins him at the top.
Yeah,
if I remember correctly.
I think so, because see, he's gotten 4 wickets and boy oh boy, it looks really, really awesome at this stage. Because Hazlewood, he's level.
Yeah,
he's level. Okay, I think he's just
Need a
behind
game extra.
Economy, because
even 1 run, 1 game extra.
One game extra, yeah.
But look at it, 16 wickets, and that is where RCB are dominating. And even Krunal Pandya, what economy in a chase of 205, it was his spell in the middle overs that choked Rajasthan Royals totally. Yes, don't go by the fact that you got hit for a last ball 6 by Jitesh. It was a terrible ball, one of the few terrible balls, but he dried up that entire middle overs. 24 balls, if I'm not mistaken, they hit only 28 runs.
Yes.
So that
After
is,
the 9th over.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Josh Hazlewood, 15 dot balls. Yeah.
Even Surya Sharma, I think for that matter, both the spinners, both the spin duo has done really, really well for RCB, and I think that is a very big reason why they have been successful this season. Because in their bowling, 3 people have on a regular basis stepped up in Hazlewood, Suyash and Krunal. These 3 bowlers, all 3 games have done well, and I think that has really got RCB at 3rd on the points table at this point.
The one thing with Krunal that I'm liking this year, one thing he's realized is that he isn't a turner of the ball. So he's not even trying to extract that turn of the pitch. Now what he does exceptionally well is he's worked on his strengths and he's applied his brain. Now one thing you've seen from him over the years is that he's a thinking bowler. He's not one of those who needs instructions per se. He's a thinking bowler. And what he's done this year additionally is he's really played well with his pace. We saw it in that match against Mumbai as well, in the Kolkata match where he was bowling bouncers as a spinner, and he's shown the ability to crank it up to 117 clicks as well. So and the fact that he's that bowler who can meander from the 75 85 Ks to the 115 Ks spectrum. That's brilliant ability for you to be outfoxing batters just bases your pace, and at times you've seen him toss the ball up. He has really worked on his skills that way, and you must give Krunal Pandya the credit on pitches that are rather flat, pitches that don't have much to offer. He defended you runs at the 1K day. let's not forget, he defended runs at the Wankhede where nobody actually gave him a chance. And today as well, in those middle overs on a pitch that aided spinners a little bit today. It wasn't the flattest of Chinnaswamy decks that we've seen over the years. But he handled the pressure well and took 2 crucial wickets as well. So hats off to Krunal Pandya.
He started the slide with Riyan Parag mistiming that shot, and later on he just kept on at it. He had all the batters in knots. They just couldn't get going because he was bowling such a tight line. Yes, an edge and a 6, that kind of spoiled. Otherwise, until that time, he was only 3.421. So that is where I think Krunal in the middle overs, Suyash, yes, he got hit in the game versus Delhi Capitals. He didn't apply the pressure there, but Josh Hazlewood, I mean, what a redemption for him. A 22-run over ensured that his spell went awry against DC, but a 22-run spell from Bhuvaneshwar ensured that, yes, RR were in the game, but Hazlewood got you back with a clutch 19th over, and again, Rajat Patidar's captaincy. He knew that maybe an edge could fly to third man. And third man is just about 50 meters.
Very fine, very fine. That was
superb captaincy from Rajat Patidar, and that is where I think.
See, he realized that this pitch has some bounce to offer, and the only way tail-enders are getting runs off a Josh Hazlewood. Probably there'll be just that one delivery that they'll middle, but high chances are that 4 times out of 6 you are getting an edge. You're nicking him 4 times out of 6, and very smart of him to have a very fine third man.
Exactly.
So maybe one final thing before we get to the questions. Now, if there's one thing that RCB have done well and have also set an example for maybe someone like a Sunrisers Hyderabad to follow, is to have a plan B. And that's what RCB had today. You talk about their opening pair, Phil Salt and Virat Kohli. Usually, it's about getting those runs quickly. But today, even Phil Salt also struggled a bit. But in hindsight, you feel that that 50-run partnership was crucial. Then Kohli scored. The other batters also came when it was required. Tim David gave the finishing touches. Jitesh Sharma, Devdutt Padikkal scoring a good 50. The bowlers also coming to the party. Do RCB look favourites to qualify for the playoffs?
They are qualifying. I mean, see, they have got some tricky fixtures. They have got DC they have got DC on Sunday at Kotla. They are, I think, taking on CSK at home.
Okay, so is it happening?
It could.
But by a different batter.
It could happen. I mean, see, then you got away to Ekana. So that is their main test that they'll have. But then, if they win even 2 of them, they'll get to 16.
But that may not be enough to qualify.
Let's see. I mean, see, they'll cancel each other.
There are 5 games left.
Yeah.
The teams will cancel other teams as the tournament moves on.
Mumbai game, I think they also have tough games to play. This is not RCB.
No, this is not RCB.
No, this is RR. This is RR.
Yeah.
See, RCB, they have got 1 game now.
See, they've got Delhi,
Lucknow, and Delhi, Lucknow, I think 2
It's
games.
actually not bad, their run of games is not bad.
Yeah.
They're not playing a lot of top teams. So the only top teams or teams
Delhi
that are in
Capitals.
the top half or in the top 2-3 right now are just Delhi Capitals.
Lucknow
Otherwise,
Super
to an
Giants.
extent.
Lucknow are 4.
5.
5.
Yeah, I was looking at top 3-4. So from 5 to 10, they're playing, most teams, and the only team that they're playing is Delhi. Then this is an ideal run of games you would want.
Yeah, I mean, it's again, they have been following this entire procedure. Up, down, up, down, up,
So
down.
are they qualifying for you?
I think when I look at those fixtures, when I look at that run-in, they give me a very strong feeling.
Vishy, you said yes.
I had said I was the only guy in the team who picked RCB.
In that case, then it becomes it becomes a fight between Punjab and Mumbai, because
it becomes a fight between PBKS and LSG.
+2 for me.
No, Punjab also, no?
That's what PBKS and
No,
LSG.
and Mumbai as well.
Mumbai will.
I think
you're
Mumbai are
saying
surging
Gulati,
in.
they make it.
Yeah, we 3 are saying make it.
Mumbai are also going, you're saying?
No, just RCB for now. What do you think? We 3 are saying they are making
It's
it.
going to be very tight. It's going to be
But
very
still-
tight between Punjab, RCB, and Mumbai. I think 3 out of the 3 teams, 2 will make it. No, any 2 can be the 2.
Okay. Let's take a few questions.
But I think, Virat Kohli's form, Devdutt's form against RR, he's gotten 50s against both the RR games, if I'm not mistaken.
That has been the
Padikkal.
most effective buy for RCB here.
Exactly.
I think he's come off his base price only.
Yeah. But Devdutt in good form, Virat in good form. I mean, Virat broke his 24th April jinx. He's never scored runs on Sachin's birthday. So, Yep, it is a huge thing that Virat has had today. And yes, he led the celebrations, winning at home, so that's why. Dhanush is saying, RR escaped choker tag because of Vaughan, Tanveer and Yusuf
Add
Pathan.
Shane Watson to that list.
Yes, Shane Watson. And see, Sohail Tanveer was there for one particular season, but yes, he was the clutch bowler then.
Yeah.
So, yep, that's why. Sarthak Arya, oh, the irony, a bowler gets fined and pays 4 lakhs out of his 30 lakhs for a notebook celebration. Broadcasters cut out a clip of that and use it to advertise the revenge week. BCCI earns from both hands. Well, what is... See, BCCI, IPL, teams and all will indulge in a lot of token things, and that is why now they are just using it for revenge weekend. What has it been done for? It's been done for the fans, and they lap it up with both hands and feet, whatever you want to look at it. So yes, it's for only you guys that they do these things, my friend. Ashish Dhar, okay, what does he say? IPL teams with good auction strategies are in the top
Yeah,
4.
absolutely.
Although I don't agree with RCB. They didn't have a good auction strategy at all. With 83 crores, you could have gotten a lot more better players. The fact that you're winning is sweeping all the things under the
But they are
carpet.
obviously more than some of their parts.
Luckily, because Krunal, no one thought Krunal would do well.
No, Krunal and Suyash both.
Yeah. And at the same point in time, Hazlewood, we all are wondering, oh, maybe he won't do well in those small outfields of the Chinnaswamy, but he's actually doing very well. So everything is coming for them finally. Yes, their home fortunes are still bad. I mean, they won only 1 out of 4. But still, it is a significant bit, because what if you slip up away from home? Their first loss away from home could happen against Delhi Capitals, could happen against LSG at Ekana. So they need that particular bit to ensure that they go on at this stage. Akhil Tilak is saying, I thought Rajasthan is the worst team after auction, but they are giving us thrillers. Both CSK and SRH are losing after the power play. CSK and SRH are the wooden spoon, not Rajasthan. See, it will be a tough fight between these three. See, tomorrow anyway, CSK, SRH. If CSK win, then SRH might occupy the wooden spoon. Who knows? By the end. So, it's a close tussle. SRH versus RR will be a close tussle for the wooden spoon for me.
Pavan Holla is saying that by the looks of it, Jaiswal and Sanju could move out from RR next season.
Well,
So is
good
it really
for them.
turning out to be a Pari war in RR?
All of this is all that's going on this IPL. Apart from cricket, everywhere it's Pari war. MI, KKR.
Not MI.
RR.
Not anymore.
To
Not
begin
anymore
with,
in
Not
MI.
anymore, but yeah, with Rajasthan, I've heard that Harshit sir, you know anything about it?
I know
Rajasthan.
just something very basic about it, in the sense that, see,
There was some promise
it was
made to
already
Jaiswal.
known that
Was some
that-
promise made to Jaiswal?
I'm not sure about that, but I do hear that there was some sort of assurance given to Jaiswal, and we know now that
Who
Jaiswal
gave
was
it?
one of the. It would have been the team management only.
No. Any person in particular. Then how did Parag get the captaincy?
See how Parag, with Parag getting not just captaincy, a few more other things that's questionable on the part of Rajasthan Royals. The kind of backing that he's gotten, I think we've never really gotten to know full details.
Apart
But
from
there's a
Sanju
Rajasthan
Sams.
in Rajasthan Royals, there are so many big names in Sangakkara, Rahul Dravid, you have Vikram Rathore, all of these players. All these decisions are being taken in front of them only. Why aren't they then putting
I
their
know
Dhruv
what
Jurel,
you are-
every game is coming ahead of
I know what you're
Shemron Admire.
insinuating. I know what you're insinuating, but there is nothing concrete about it. Okay, firstly,
Concrete to there's nothing.
with Rajasthan Royals, you shouldn't be surprised with these kind of decisions here. I mean, look at 2014. 2014, you couldn't defend 195, and you kept on persisting with the bowlers who were just giving you dollies. James Faulkner was giving you dollies, and what happened? Aditya Tare hit them for a six.
How
and that's
many
it.
youngsters will they decide to back? Tushar Deshpande.
I
who is
don't
in the
know if
youngster?
Tushar Deshpande is going to be in this. See the players that
Playing
they've.
continue. I don't. If whoever is coming is hitting him all over the park. He's 4 overs. Treat for any batter. If he's bowling in the power play, any batter who's up against him can happily hammer him
No, but-
anywhere he
but
wants.
this-
He's bowling continuously over pitch deliveries. You just need to go in the line and hit him. No swing, no seam, no slower one, no wide yorker, no bouncer, nothing. Just one ball is here. And since so many years he's getting hit in the IPL and still teams managed to buy him.
He did win a title with CSK. though.
CSK.
There also he was the most expensive in the history of the IPL.
Of course. That is true. But then see, you can't doubt the fact that Rajasthan Royals always go to the extreme when you're to back, okay? Riyan Parag was back for 3-4 years despite problems, but then he had a great 2024. Sanju Samson, despite not having that great a season with both bat and captaincy, wasn't he persisted with?
No, they even persisted with the Yashasvi Jaiswal to a great extent, and Yashasvi was one of those players
But Yashasvi
who
started
managed
fire
to get.
since the first season itself.
No, but
when he played.
what I'm
Half-
saying
half a
is
season.
he became not just a star at his franchise, but then went on to become an India star as well.
Look,
And the
RR
same can be said about Dhruv Jurel.
Yeah, absolutely.
But then why
Kuldeep
wouldn't
Sen
he
as
have...
well, I think, had a decent season with them and was
Kuldeep Sen, yeah.
and
Sandeep
started to
Sharma as
make Sandeep was a gone case from an India
Sandeep
perspective.
again today, I forgot to mention this. He's been gotten in the 5th over. Last time this mistake was made when you we talked about this last time as well. When RCB RR were up against each other, you did not give Sandeep Sharma the over to begin with, who has such a tremendous record against Virat Kohli. You're giving him by the time Virat Kohli has reached 22-23 runs. From there, Virat Kohli won't get out. From there, Virat Kohli said, then he will get out.
Why?
Then he will hit everybody all over the park. Then why are you getting him now that you have not gotten him in the first 2 overs? Why are you getting him in the 5th over? Then utilize him as a depth bowlers only. Then don't bowl him in the 5th over. There is no point.
Why are you even bowling Sandeep Sharma in the death overs?
No, chalo, that's his role. He's done it well
He's
in
done
this
it in the
season.
past.
But
when you have him again and
You
Virat
have
Kohli,
to adapt. You have to adapt. Yeah. For 3 games, he's let you down. Now, the same thing that you're doing with Dhruv Jurel and with Shimron Hetmeyer, the same criticism applies to Sandeep Sharma. He's a power play bowler. Just because he had success in 2024 or in 2023, by the way, even in 2024, his death overs credentials were shattered.
you're bowling
When
Fazal
Abdul
Haq Farooqi in the new with
Getting
the new
Fazal
ball.
Haq absolutely
in front of
knows
Virat.
I think
in place of
Akash
Virat.
Madwal has to play now. Although,
Now,
when the
now
boat
what's
is
the point?
sailed.
Now there's no
Boat
point.
is obviously
Now to
sailed.
play anybody you want to play. There's nothing
Yeah.
can change it now. They first need to next year. I want to see how many players remain over here, and whoever remains. they need to
I don't know
the
why. I
best out
have a
of it.
feeling they're putting Jurel in the auction. Maybe signing him back, but
Jaiswal
at a
and
lesser
Sanju out.
price.
No, I
at a
think,
lesser price.
Sanju, I don't know. Jaiswal.
I think they'll manage to retain most of the core, but Shimron Hetmeyer will be released. I think he'll be bought for a lesser
And
price.
Jaiswal.
No, but I doubt if you want to keep Jurel at this price. Maybe. I know there won't be a finisher you will get at that time, but you never know if there's a youngster around. There's the South African youngster I was reading about the other day.
Luan de
Pretorius.
Yeah. Maybe
Could be,
that
could
fellow.
be.
I don't know. Some names do come up, and we do have time. There's good 6 months to go for that auction to happen.
might,
but at
Gulati
14
sir is
crores,
saying that Jaiswal
at
no
14
chance will
crores,
go
I
get
think.
released.
I think they'll figure out a way
No,
to
but
keep
if
him.
what Harshit sir is telling me, if that
No,
is
then-
true,
then that's a different
if the
thing, yeah,
Promise
obviously.
wasn't fulfilled with him. Why shouldn't he have captaincy ambitions? To be very honest, he's one of the very. See, how many all formats players does India have? Jaiswal, maybe Shubman Gill, nobody else. Jasprit Bumrah, nobody else. Just 2-3 names that
Right now, Harshit Rana.
Harshit Rana very new, but maybe Nitish Rana in the years to come. Maybe Rishabh Pant.
Nitish Reddy.
Nitish Reddy, sorry, Nitish Reddy, not Nitish Rana. But yeah, he's one of the few. Then why shouldn't he have captaincy? Hopes you gave Riyan Parag the captaincy that he's captained Assam. Assam, to be very honest, is again and again, I'm telling you, is in the plate group. What kept over there nobody you saw somebody come and touch Riyan Parag's feet in Guwahati. I totally understand that. That's because nobody from that region has ever played for India, never been at this stage, never captaining an IPL side for them. That's a very big thing, and I understand that. But then again, it's a franchise. Assam is a team who plays in the plate group. Over there was nobody else. You had to make Riyan Parag the captain. Yashasvi Jaiswal, if you are telling me that he was promised that he will get the captaincy, and if he hasn't got it to begin with, if he was not happy with that, I totally understand that also.
Why?
Because he's been the one who played a very big role in the success of Rajasthan Royals previously as well. He and Joss Butler, the two people, one you didn't retain, one you did not give captaincy to.
Promises are made in heaven. If you rely on a promise, then you are incredibly naive. By the way, Yashasvi Jaiswal is going to Goa now.
That's a different thing.
I mean, again, if he
There also he
wants...
said it in a statement that I'm looking forward to captaincy opportunity because he's getting it there.
Good luck,
Yeah.
but Goa also doesn't have a rich legacy. At
But you
least
know what-
Assam have made
what's
it to
also
the
said-
quarterfinals of a Ranji Trophy.
Yashasvi Jaiswal had expressed, what I also know is Yashasvi had expressed his intentions to lead, and I think he had approached DC as well, where the reception as far as the leadership role goes didn't go to his liking. So Yashasvi has been having captaincy admissions, and there was one other franchise, was it an LSG or PBKS, I'm not sure which one, but he did approach two franchises looking for a leadership role.
Well, if he's immediately winning...
Firstly, I don't, again, Yashasvi Jaiswal should not be having, very honestly, at a personal level, should not be having these. Because firstly, I think he's just, I don't know, a very personal thing. It's not wrong to have those ambitions. I think that's fine. Plus, the kind of impact that he's having in the road that where he has come in Indian cricket now, I think it's right to think like that. But Riyan Parag ahead of him, again, does not inspire any confidence. After the season that he had last year, there was nothing. This logic that I'm not ready to buy, that because he has captained Assam, he should be captain of an IPL franchise. Like this, Akshar Patel never captained before this. Rishabh Pant never captained before this. Neither did Shreyas Iyer, if I'm not wrong, did not captain Mumbai before the IPL. So all these people got captaincy for the first time in the IPL only. Rishabh Pant wasn't even the captain in under-19 India. Shubman Gill wasn't captain neither in Punjab nor in under-19 India.
Who was under-19 captain
Prithvi
when...
Shaw.
Yeah.
In Rishabh Pant.
But wasn't he the vice captain then?
Ishan
I
Kishan
think
was the
Shubman Gill was the vice captain.
Yeah, Shubman Gill was the vice captain. Rishabh Pant was also the vice captain.
Again, see-
Yashasvi Jaiswal wasn't the captain.
See, again, captaincy, it is all up to the luck of the draw. Who gets it? Who the management.
And it's so
believes it.
surprising that they're playing first 3 games in Guwahati and there only Sanju Samson is injured, and now Nikhil sir was also talking about this in the middle innings. No, he's not travelling with the team, Sanju Samson.
I mean, they are transparent enough to say that they're
Yeah,
not traveling.
that they made very clear anyway. About 4.
I mean, again, conspiracy theories will be abound because there is a certain agenda that has been run against Riyan Parag.
Sidvi sir,
I agree his performances have not been up to the mark. But why peddle an agenda against
I'm not-
Riyan
no,
Parag?
no, it's no-
Because for one
I'm-
simple reason, many people had the absolute audacity to say, like, he paid that fan.
And
that too
see,
does
though,
not
that's baseless.
That's
That's
baseless.
baseless.
Unless you have proof to present, you have no right saying that about anyone.
Exactly.
And who's to say he cannot have a genuine fan out there who actually wanted to touch
No,
his
and
feet
over
and be
there
up
it's
close
a
with
very
him.
big thing for the whole city, and
Absolutely.
rightly
Every
so.
misdemeanor of Riyan Parag has come out. Every misdemeanor. But those same misdemeanors which other players will do, they will have their own PR agencies to ensure, okay, let us not bring it. We have to promote him and do all these
No, but
kind
my
of things.
only thing, it's not about peddling it. I have been the biggest backers of Riyan Parag, and that's why maybe I might sound one of the rudest as well when I'm criticizing him. But my only thing is, it's one thing with the team. Same thing, the decision making has been wrong since the time they had to retain players to recently as sending Riyan Parag and Hetmeyer in the super over.
The only logical reason I see, if I'm RR, why I went ahead with him and not Yashasvi or any other player for that matter, is because not 1, 2, 3, I think for about 4, 5 years now, I've seen potential in Riyan Parag. There wasn't any leadership opportunity. I've retained him on a couple of occasions. I always went ahead, and even when there were critics and there was outside noise, I as a franchise backed Riyan Parag for the potential I saw in him as a batter primarily. We gave him the platform. He came good in 2024. He went on to make his debut for the Indian team. And the moment there was an opportunity of a leadership role, he had to be my obvious choice. That's how I look at it.
Yep.
And that's where I think Yashasvi perhaps missed out, because as far as backing is concerned, Riyan had it for a longer period than Yashasvi. International numbers and international pedigree, yes, Yashasvi ahead of him, hands down. I don't think there's any competition. But in terms of putting your belief behind a player, I think in that case or in that manner, Parag pips Yashasvi Jaiswal.
Maybe, but then see, this will continue on and on and on. But yep, RR all but out. CSK or SRH could join them tomorrow, because that is the game that's going to happen on a Friday. CSK versus SRH at Chepauk, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it's at Chepauk. Followed by the Saturday game, which will be between KKR and PBKS. Even that is a must win for KKR. Because if they lose that, then
And
even...
PBKs as well, otherwise they'll be left behind. But if
But at
they
least,
win,
but they're more desperate for KKR.
no, but if PBKs end up winning, I think they'll be ahead of RCB again.
Yeah, but
Because they played a game less, and they'll also be at 12 then.
Yeah, but then they'll be level. Then 9 games 12. So yes, it's all gearing up for that. So congratulations to RCB for ending the home jinx. But tougher challenges await you.
Congratulations to Virat Kohli as well for ending the 24th April jinx.
Yes, and it's the day every jinx has ended here. So from all of us here, we'll be back for more updates from me, Harshit, Gulati and Shashwat. It's good night. Nandri, Vanakkam, Shubhratri, Shabba Khair.
Eat your vegetables.
And don't trouble them.
Stay safe and
Bye-bye.
subscribe to Sportsman. Thank you for getting us past 600k.
600k strong. Let's hope we get to 700k before the IPL ends.
Hope so. Bye-bye.